what is the difference between the cloud as software as a service and the cloud as platform as a service?
Okay, great question, Kevin. So let me explain this. Platform as a service is a set of services. Platform as a service is a set of services which, for example, a web service or a app service. When we talk about these services, we don't really have to focus on building a web server, and we don't have to focus on really deploying the necessary softwares to run the web server, but rather build a web application. So our focus is going to be building a web application, and to build those web applications, there are APIs required. There's a patching required for updating those web servers. So those kind of services which is built out of the box from the cloud side, and provided to the developers to build on our platform as a service. So a good example could be, as I mentioned, web application, web server, services like integration services, for example, where we don't really have to write API to really connect to systems like ERP or CRM, but we really use something like a Logic app in Azure, for example. It's a service which allows us to integrate and connect uh, different applications together. So these are some of the platform as a service solutions. When you talk about, so in this case, we still have to build software. We still have to build the software, but we are underlying services we don't really have to focus on. We don't really have to worry about patching those underlying services. The security is provided for those underlying services out of the box, wherein we really focus on building those softwares and patching those softwares which we are creating as a product. When we talk about software as a service, which means that the services are also coming out of the box. All we need to do is configure those services based on our requirement and go ahead and use it. A good example of a software as a service, as Tim mentioned before, is Office 65, wherein you just configure Office 65 as per your environment or organization's requirement, and then go ahead and use those services. For example, Outlook is a good example of using a software as a
Brilliant.
service.
Thank you.